And the wild part about all of this, I've come to find out, is that they tricked a lot of us. They tricked you into having the talent, but not having the paperwork to back it up. What does that mean? Having the talent, not having the credentials to back it up. Not being able to show that your alarm goes off. And that's a good question, too. Hey, Siri, set my alarm for 25 minutes.
It's turned on.
See, this is the time that we're in now. We're in a time now that we're in a time that we're all trying to figure out what's the next best step. The next step. Like, when people used to say back, a while back about what's your 5 year plan, you didn't realize I was only 60 months. And when you sat down and really, really look at your time, it goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. And the system, we grew up with talent. We grew up singing songs, being creative, doing all of those phenomenal things. Doing all those phenomenal things and not backing up the schooling, the education aspect of it. Because a lot of the talent is just raw, unfiltered talent, unfiltered energy that just exude throughout the universe. And if you look back, man, you realize no matter how talented you are, how many how how many of your favorite artists do you actually realize actually went to school? One of your favorite artists has education behind their message. And it may sound crazy to you because you sit back and be like, yo, is that even possible? It's very, very possible. It's all the time. A lot of people say you don't supposed to zone in. I would hear you don't supposed to zone in on a plan B. You just stick with plan A. And for some people that actually do work. I'm not even gonna negate it. For some people it actually work. And it worked for them. And that's the thing. It actually works, but it works for them. And everybody can't be a planner. Everybody can't be an A planner. Can you imagine if everybody in the world was independent and on their own and doing their thing and figuring out what the next steps are? Do you realize that there'll be no people to serve you? It would be less of that demographic. Everybody is not a chosen one. Everyone who has how you say it? Everyone who puts in the groundwork, they feel better because they know that they understand what foundation is. Understanding what foundation is, understanding what your foundation is a real thing. Because as you grow in this game, you realize that it's really, really not fair. Hmm. Yeah. See, that's what this is all about right here as well. Trying to understand. Everyone's not able to get everything mapped out. Everyone's not able to know how to figure it out, but you could also take your steps. Like they got A list actors and actresses, they have the B list, there's C list, there's D list, there's even a Z list, believe it or not. You have to figure out, where you actually are, be honest with where you are, and then begin to work on the things you could work with in that realm. Don't be D-list trying to be A-list, baby. It just don't work. It's not gonna work. And the more and more I became honest with myself and how I was just navigating, it made it a whole lot easier with just pinpointing the the um the importance of zoning in on the necessity. Because I would, multitask and do a lot of things, but then you're able to really, really zone in on what you have to do within your realm, and then you can continue to evolve and elevate and get to the next level. You can't jump from one side to the other unless you really, really going hard in the paint. Because when you see me evolve and get in other places, yo, listen, this is years of work. All of this that going on right now is me by myself, figuring out every single logistic aspect of it, the knowledge, the thing that you have to do all by yourself. No one can help you with this. Whatever it is, Kobe put himself on the court. He has to put himself there. The basketball player has to put himself on the court. You have to run the drill. You have to run the drills. Whatever it is, you have to run the drills. Your rituals, your routine, your responsibilities. What do you supposed to be doing at this time that's going to make you get to the next level? Whatever that is in your head. Because I can have a perception for you right now, and are you going to do it? Are you going to do it like right now? If I say do this, are you going to do that? And then that's the difference between those that you could actually sit down with, and then when you talk with them, and then when you give that food for thought or that word of mouth, and then they take it and then they run with it, and you can say, good job, I see what you're doing. That's when you no longer have to teach. But you'll be surprised how many people you got to sit down and teach and reteach and reteach and reteach. And after a while, it becomes very, very tiring. And after a while, love is just not enough. Listen, we're live on set, and I didn't even do a proper intro. I just started running. But we're here where we're discussing your set, whatever that is, your strategy, how you're executing it, and who's your team. Let me know what's going on. I want to know these people, you know what I'm saying? How powerful are they? Who's your conglomerate? Who's your team? Who's your alumni? Who's your squad? Who's your quote unquote gang? Who you locked in with? Yeah, we want to see all of that. We're live on set. Peace. You love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where some entertainment comes in. Guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track, if you know what I mean. With us, no more struggling between the wants and the needs. Get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, Governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Someone has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer, yeah? Call us and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio. Yeah. Welcome. We're live on set with Irvin, where we discuss your set, your strategy, how you're executing, your team, the day-to-day situations that you have to go through to get to where you feel you need to be. Now, what is that? I can't answer that question. Now, how does it feel? It feels good when you know that you did everything that that you were supposed to do to feel accomplished. Accomplished. Setting goals, definitely setting goals. Setting goals, reminding self that every day is a process. Being able to wake up at 4:30 with an attitude of gratitude. 5 o'clock being dressed around that time. Start shooting around that time, and then be done around 6 whatever ish, and then just start going with the flow, and then getting to the job early enough to be able to recalibrate in real time. Yeah, it's real, man. I can't even I can't fathom. I can't fathom. I can't. Oh God, so much. After a good gauge of understanding what being in school full time is now, understanding the professors, the process, what my schedule would look like going forward with 5 classes, now figuring out the show, getting a good gauge on what the work is going to look like, how I could balance out, how I could implement, this fall 2024 semester. And it feels doable. It feels that it's possible to get done as long as I stay focused. And like I told everybody from before, I said, hey guys, Irv is going to need a year and a half to 2 years. If Irv do this right, do this exactly how he's supposed to do it, everything else will fall into place. And I mean that. So me doing these 5 classes right now, me being able to take these 16 credits and to add on to it, it's like I'm right on track of getting what need to be done. And that's important for all of us who are creators as well. I never felt and thought that in my days I would be like telling my friends that I'll be growing up to become an educator and sitting their children down and even sending some of them down and solving problems. And I didn't ask for this. I honestly didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. God gave it to me. He gave it to me. And I know that how I communicate, shout out to Professor White, how I communicate, through music, through song, through education, through emotion, through physical contact, through just humor, just all the different ways, through instruments. I communicate in so many different areas, and it's not about just when I'm speaking. It's how I walk, it's how I talk, it's how I dress, it's how I feel, it's how I smell. It's my confidence, it's how I move, and it's the honesty in myself that allows me to feel that it's a God gift. You know what I'm saying? If it was done with any animosity, excuse me, if it was done with any animosity, it wouldn't come out pure. It just wouldn't come out pure. It wouldn't come out honest. And being able to stay in school full time and be able to work full time and work on a show full time and sleep decent hours, it goes to show how you could really, really break down your 24 hours. And when you break down your 24 hours, oh, there's so many things you can do in your 24 hours and how you could also modify it in real time because it's never going to be a set schedule. My class is from 6 to 9:20. My professor said, you know what, good night at 7. I got 2 hours and 20 minutes that I would have had if I was in class to either knock out assignment and or work on show for an hour and or do so many other things in between, connect with family, cook, eat, connect the dots. You have to really, really look at what your system is. And once you figure out what the hours and the time is, you'll say, yo, and I get it. You have the same 24 hours as me. The same 24. I'm telling you, man. The same 24 hours. So I don't want to hear about you not having time to do this. You not having time to do that. Because as I told you guys, the game is filled to the brim with a bunch of unrealistic mother anyway. And the good thing is, you're going to do us a favor by weaving yourselves out. As 2025 come around, a lot of y'all realize that you're stuck. You're lost. You don't have no sense of direction. You might as well recalibrate. Stop. Putting all your eggs in the same hatch, same basket. Is not going to work. It's not. And as I told you guys, I've seen so many great talent. So many. And I didn't realize that I was given a I was given this thing. I was given this thing, and someone's talking about me because my nose is itching. I was given this thing to push people to their furthest potential. Now, does that mean that everyone's going to push and go forward to their furthest potential? No. Am I disappointed at them sometimes? A lot of times. And what hurts or what's weird about that feeling is when you see more in somebody than they see in themselves. That's not cool. When you see something more in somebody than they see in themselves. And you'd be surprised how many people that you actually come across like that in real time, day to day. You could believe in them. You could show them the way. You could practically give it to them. And they won't take advantage of it. When I say take advantage of it, I mean, some people use the word, they hear the word use and they be like, oh, I don't want to be used. I don't want people using me. I need people to use me. If people don't use me, I'm useless. Make yourself indispensable. The word of the day is indispensable. Make yourself indispensable. I was talking with my cousin and he said what's beautiful about who I am as a person is, and if there was a live event or anything that's going on, I'm somewhere in the building. I'm somewhere backstage. I'm somewhere. I'm somewhere. And that just goes to show that there's nothing that I'm connected to that's not going to allow me to be in the vicinity. And that's the same for you as well. If you are a part of the regime, if you're a part of the team, the alumni, the crew, the conglomerate, if you're a part of us, then you know what time it is. But everyone cannot, and I repeat, everyone cannot and will not be a part of the core journey. Same way in classes, you have a major and you have a minor, and you have your core requirements, necessity. Doesn't matter where you're trying to go, it doesn't matter where you came from. You just don't disrespect the core. And nowadays you realize that it's really, really far, close, and near how you deal with the core. Your requirements, the things that you have to get done, the things that you may have to get done on your own in order for it to work. You have to do it on your own in order for it to work. I can't have my peoples come in my class and log in on FaceTime and my professor saying turn your camera on and it don't look like me. How do they know? They know. Because the harsh reality is everyone tells themselves, everyone telling themselves, all of you, even myself, we all telling ourselves. See, I'm looking at time because I come to realize that the same 24 hours and able to do, I feel like I give a full-time amount of sleep. I feel like I get a full-time amount, a full amount of rest. I wake up, I give me a small cup of coffee, I pray up. I'm not eating late, so it doesn't allow me to hold on to too much. I'm not eating too much either. And being back at work and being on the move and going up and down the steps and up and down the steps and moving around and being with students and moving forward, moving back, going up, going down, it allowed me to actually get out of my summer routine and get back into what I normally do as far as the 10 months of the year. The 10 months of the year, just about, because 9.5 months, give or take 10 months, whatever, however you want to roll the dice. But yeah, we're off for 2 months. 2.5 months, something like that. Those 10 weeks, you get a chance to really, really be able to recalibrate. Look at yourself. And I know I use that word a lot. You got to do it. And sometimes just hearing other people doing what they got to do allows you to go do what you got to do. Because a lot of you guys are not, and I repeat, you guys are not, it's not going to work out for some of you guys. In some areas, believe it or not, it didn't work out for me either. And you have to be honest with yourself. And some of you guys need to go back to school. A lot of you. Male and women, man, all of us, man, we need to go back to school. Maybe you need to go out there and just go for your master's. Spend some time doing that instead. Go for your doctorate. Shout out to my homegirl Tosh, you know what I'm saying, man? For real, yo. Dr. Tosh, believe that. My sister, home team, you know what I'm saying? Have friends that are able to show you what the next level looks like. Allow us to show you what the next level looks like. When you're honest with yourself, when you're able to navigate, when you're able to wake up and smile and be like, yo, this feels really good. To be able to know that I can go out there and service, to be able to know that I can go out there and make change, to be able to come back home, recalibrate, get love from elsewhere, from home team, and then do what I got to do. I can make the time. You can make the time. There's no excuse. Go and make the time. Make time for it. Draw your schedule out. You be like, yo, I could do this here. I could put 2 hours to the side here. I could put 3 hours to the side here. I could put 18 hours to the side here. And you look at your time in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. You be like, yo, I could put this much amount of time into this. Yo, a whole new everything, a whole new language, a whole new skill, a whole new art, a whole new task, a whole new hobby, a whole new situation, and damn sure well, a whole lot of new excursions, you heard me? Especially when you're traveling. We are live on set, and however you decide to be on your set, Governor, I tell you, you're going to have to strategize and get around it. You're going to have to execute it to get it done. And whoever them people are that assist you in the process, as my phone go off, that means I need to recalibrate on there. But whoever those people are, show love when they come through. Believe that. We are live on set. Earth. Un momento. You love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where some Law Entertainment comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. What more could you ask for? With Some Law, there's no more struggling between the wants and the needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters, what you love to do. They're governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Sumlaw has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call them and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio. This thing on? Yeah, without question. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to everybody who's a part of this whole situation without question. Believe that. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Some Law here in the studio. What's going on? What we talking about? Huh? Oh man, music's changed so much. Music changed for real. Music changed to a whole another thing now that it's pretty much also about what you do, about what you got going on, how you're navigating, who you're working with, who you're dealing with in real time. That's pretty much how that's going right now. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to be really really talented and just let them know you ain't nothing to play with. And once you do that, I believe everything else falls into place for sure. Who's out there that I listen to? Man, everyone. Believe it or not, I listen to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying, man? Believe it or not, I love music. I love different sounds, man. So many other talent, so much new talent that's coming out in the game that's refreshing. So that's the true definition of pretty much, the culture staying alive. If there was, the same people doing the same thing and it was so much repetition and there was nothing new, even the wild chaotic that occur, that'd be boring as well. I believe there's really something for everybody in this industry and in this culture, in this game. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's another thing too. We gotta stop getting having MCs and rap mixed up. Rappers and MCs is like cousins, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, believe that. It's like one of the same. Rap, you know. Yeah, I've been in the studio, man. Been working on some things, man. For real, though. I've definitely been working on some things. The 333 project has been long overdue. It sounds really, really good. A few more things I really, really want to work on. You know what I'm saying, man? I guess that's a pause. Really, really want to work on. You know what I'm saying? Like twerk the track. I know. Um, twerk the sounds out to make make it work, make the sounds come out a whole lot better and whatnot. And I believe once those things start happening and get a couple of more collabos on some of these tracks, it'll be really, really good. 333. 333 is pretty much half of 666 in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? When you think of devil numbers, you'll think the 666. And right now with the threes, I'm on times on that three right now where I'm at the fork in the road. If you look at a fork, you know what I'm saying? There's so many directions you can go in this world to navigate and get away and live and be. And sometimes you have to make these choices. And pretty much, how can you figure out a formula to where, you can still spread yourself to be able to still navigate all three collectively, if there was even such a way? And I believe this project really, really shows a way because as an educator, as a music artist, as someone who's connected with respectfully the niggas and the killers and the gangsters and the kids and their kids and their parents and cousins and uncles and aunties and grandmas and titis and everybody that's a part of, just raising a child, you realize that, like I was just telling my homie last night, you say industry 5 times, see? You end up saying in the streets. Industry, 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 industries. In these streets, no one's playing fair. You got to figure out what the formula actually is. And working in all these areas, I swear, man, dealing with, again, music changes it used to be, every 7 years, and then it became every 5 years. Then it's now every 2 years. It seems like music is going to eventually change overnight. Just keep on changing because the artistries keep on wilding for respect. And I'm not against artists wilding for respect because this is a fair introduction of what's coming down the pipeline. And believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? If an artist do it right, it comes just like a mad scientist. If you work on something for years on top of years on top of years on top of years, to everyone it may look like, man, you're still doing the same thing. You're still working on that same thing. You're still working on that same thing. Yeah. Working all the kinks out. Don't be afraid to work every single kink out. That goes for everything. Work every single situation out so then when someone try to see a hole or try to puncture a hole or see any flaw in it, it's puncture proof. When they can't find nothing wrong with it, so what they could do is just support and respect and acknowledge the work that you put into the craft, into your schooling, into your purpose, into your focus, into your personal development. Your mental health is very, very important. Important. And anybody out there who's figuring it out, I love you guys and I appreciate you and I love you guys because I know it's not easy. But don't let anybody rush you into getting your job done. Don't let nobody rush you into getting your job done. Because I can tell you guys every day this game is filled to the brim. But I'm cool with that as well. I'm cool with all of that. Because if you stand out, the crowd that's for you is for you. It's not for nobody else. And once you get that part figured out, you'll be a whole lot easier. How many tracks is on the project? 9. 9 tracks. You think of 333, 3, 6, 9. Yeah. I give you a beginning, a middle, an ending. And that's pretty much how I want to end certain projects. I want to give you the mood for right there. Some people be like, yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of this. I'm going to give you a little bit of that. Bullshit. Governor, I don't feel good right now. I'm going to not feel good for this project and let you know that I don't feel good for this project. And you're going to take that. That's it. The next project may be a different feeling, but don't catch me on so many projects saying, oh yeah, this project I got a little something for everybody. Nah, if that's something for everybody, that ain't it. Because some people don't want to be happy throughout the process, and some people don't want to be sad throughout the process. So you know what? Bump this when you feel like this, and bump that when you feel like that. And all the other stuff that may come in between, blessed be. But other than that, when it happens, but that mood's going to be that mood. And that's going to be the cool part about music, because I heard that from Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg be like, yo, this dropper, boop. And when you say that, it could sometimes be a single. Sometimes it could just be a mood. What's going on right here is going on just for right here. And once we off that, we off that. And once we no longer do that, we no longer do that. And that's it. You can't be afraid to take risks. You have to show persistence. And you have to do it. And when you do it, you will definitely see success. But if you don't take the risk, you'll definitely lose a chance. You'll never know what the possibilities could ever be, especially with that light that just went out. You'll never know the possibilities. I'm saying? And for those who didn't hear me from there and it's coming on in. But listen, man, you have to take the risk. And you'll definitely lose a chance. And you have to be persistent. You just have to. And if you do that, I guarantee that you will see success. You will know what success feel like. You will know what it look like. You will know what it tastes like. You will know what it smell like. You will know what it even sound like. You would just see it. Everything's going to start exuding. Because what you do, you attract. What you put out there into the world, you attract. So if you put love out there into the world, that love is going to see you. That love will acknowledge you back. If you put bullshit out there into the world, that bullshit is going to see you. It will acknowledge you back. I just show persistence. I show that I get up at 4:30 in the morning with an attitude of gratitude. Be dressed by 5. Start shooting around that time. Be done in a little while, give or take. Get that strong recording power hour in. Dump that over. Drop it into the Dropbox. Out the way. Put things on a charger. Charge up. Come up with other things that you may go through or you're thinking about. Jot down new topics and figure it out. And then figure out what's all the steps in between that. And that's the fun part. Because that's where the creativity comes out. That's where you're able to be free and do what you love to do. And when you're able to do that, oh man, that's where that freedom feeling comes in. A lot of people want to be financially free, but don't understand what it means to be mentally free. Free from real. Some people take the money with the problems. Oh, believe it or not, a lot of people are going to take the money with the problems. I'm not against that either, believe it. But like I told you, be careful what you ask for. Because what you ask for, you're going to get. What you think, you're going to get. So how you go about it and how you keep yourself busy. And even when when thoughts come in your head, you ain't supposed to fold. You're supposed to be like, oh, word? That's how you feel up in there? Oh, word? When you moving, when you driving, when you navigating, and you push through the feeling. Go through the feeling. Push through. I promise you. That's why it says it right there. Don't give up. Keep going, right? All of that. Gotta hustle. Execution. Discipline. Ambition. Sacrifice. Patience. Failure. Focus. You are not going to be successful. It's impossible to be here without any of this. If you don't go through any of this right here, that's a checklist. Write down all the things that you're going through. All the things you have to hustle. How you have to execute. What you have to execute. The discipline. Did you have to eat different? What did you have to do to show different results? What did you have to implement to show that you are a new you. The new you. Who is that? How do they look? How do they smell? How do they talk? How do they dress? Are they more organized? Do they call their family more? Do they suck up their pride and just connect the dots? Do they stop hiding behind that facade that exists in so many of us? So many of us. And it's ugly and it's nasty and their breath stink and it's materialistic. And anyone who's materialistic, they ain't worth because other things besides life moves them. And with all due respect, that costs too much. And you think you got it bad, and you may be looking at somebody who may think that they're up. And that person that you're looking at that you believe that is up is also looking at other people who are up. And they're looking at other people who are up. And then you realize you have a long way to go. So why would you even try to improve? Why would you even try to impress? I mean, when all you got to do is just focus on you, man, believe it or not. Because what you do at the core, on the ground level, no matter how high some other people may get, you realize, yo, they always bring it back in because you have to stay involved with your core, your requirements, the necessity. Yeah, we put a lot of work in with this. And I keep on saying we because it's still an amazing community. And I got a lot of my people out there who don't, realize that. You don't realize what your calling is. It just happens. And that's so true. You may think you're going to get into this music industry and make millions of dollars and realize that you may just end up working for a tech company for something and making $2 million. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize what your actual calling is. But you have to also remember that it has to be done a certain way in order for it to work. And then you realize how lucky you are when you start mapping out what you actually have and how you go about it and who you go about it with. Because I tell you guys, in 2025, manpower is very, very important. You need to have manpower. You need to be able to pick up the phone. You need to be able to shoot a text. You need to be able to send a location. And the wolves pull up. I take my glasses off respectfully when I say this. I didn't ask for this position. I didn't ask for any of this. God gave it to me. And the devil sometimes sprinkle different pixie dust of temptation to see what I'm infatuated with. And my infatuation comes from a different area. It comes from being honest. So sometimes my honesty gets me in trouble because when I speak with purpose and a level of intellect to know that no disrespect will be tolerated. So as being labeled as a fellow wolf, I am aware that the quality of your livings will be based upon your ability to remain. And if your ability to play with people's lives is your purpose, it's best you stay far away from people like me and my conglomerate. We don't play. I don't play with people, and I'd rather feed someone and get them away before I have to call my lawyer, because everyone has different lives and no disrespect will be tolerated. And I know that it won't be tolerated because some people who want to just come off and just be a certain way, you know what? You're going to show who you are. But this game is built and felt and conditioned on manpower and relationships. So be very, very mindful who you disrespect on your journey, on your road to wherever you choose to go. You could have it all. You could actually have whatever you want. You just haven't mapped it out properly yet for it to fall into place. But it's right there. It's right there. It's already in your possession. It's right there. All yours. And the sooner you realize that, the quicker you can start thinking about what you really want to get done. You can start jotting down the things to start making it a priority to get that done. Look at the time frame. Give it an actual time date. Give it a deadline. And don't cross the deadline. Whatever you do, I'll tell everyone to be mindful about disrespecting people, but even with you being honest, some are going to take it offensive, and you can't run from it. And some may feel disrespected even if you have the best intentions. But as long as you don't lie and disrespect yourself, first and foremost, I think you'll be okay. I feel you'll be okay. But once you start lying to yourself, that's disrespecting yourself. And once you start disrespecting yourself, I don't care about any of that love you say you may have for anybody in the world. Because once you start disrespecting and lying to yourself, it doesn't matter about nothing. Your efforts, your abilities, whatever you could do in real life, it doesn't matter if you're worth $300,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a multimillionaire. If you're a fucked up person, you're just a fucked up person. And that's what I'm saying. Hurt people hurt people. And you can use your hurt for good. Get yourself in the studio. Join a bowling league. Go fishing. Read books. Put together puzzles. Bike ride. Draw. Sketch. Look at YouTube videos to improve on something that you want to do. Learn to fly a drone. Learn lighting. Learn animation. Download Adobe Photo Cloud. I name all these things that I do and I'm a part of because start a podcast. Go to therapy. Go talk to someone. Call your actual friend and say, yo, I need help. To all my friends that done call me and say, yo, dog, I need help. I love you and I respect you and I commend you because I know that's not easy. I know it's not easy. And to be able to come by the studio and be able to sit down, and this is one of those times where all the cameras are off and the phones are away. And, and just real grown folk conversation to my male friends and to my female friends. You get to talk to your peoples to understand what's what. And who's who and what makes sense. And once you do, whatever you was persistent on will succeed And you realize that the time that went by, when you reflect on the years that done gone by and when you started, you realize the risk that you took and every chance you took, man, you didn't lose anything. And yeah, man, we live on set. And we're talking about what everyone's setting is. And your set is however you strategize, however you execute, and whoever you rocking with. And a lot of things you're gonna have to do on your own. And the deeper you get, remember, your core requirements is all that you have to be focused on. And your core requirements, no matter what your minor and your major is, the core requirements you have to do on your own. The major things may involve other people, and the minor things may involve other people, but your core requirements, you're more likely going to have to do on your own. And don't be offended when people do not have time for your core requirements. We're live on set with Irv, and I'm here, season 2. And yes, we look much clearer, and we're looking really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's been watching, shout out to you guys. As they would want me to tell you, please like, share, subscribe. New everything is on the way. And you know that more meat in your mouth is on the way, right? Ooh, more meat in your mouth.